Our royal correspondent Johnny Diamond reports.
The statement from the palace is an indication of how serious the situation is. Traditionally, it does not comment on the Queen's health. The fact that it specifies the concern of the Queen's doctors is another indication that this is an out-of-the-ordinary situation. And the movement of the Queen's children and some of her grandchildren to Balmoral, another sign that the concern of many is justified. The Queen says the palace is comfortable. She has been in good health for many years, though in recent months has suffered from mobility problems that have limited her public appearances.
The United States has announced $2 billion in loans and grants for Ukraine as neighboring countries to spend on American military equipment. The move was revealed as the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made a surprise visit to Kiev, where he held talks with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The conference is also taking place in Germany, where America's Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced a further $675 million worth of direct military aid for Ukraine. Jonathan Beale reports.
Lloyd Austin said Western nations are already seeing the demonstrable success of its military support to Ukraine on the battlefield, just as its armed forces conduct a series of offensive operations to take back territory seized by Russia. He said the latest package of U.S. military support would include more howitzers, artillery ammunition, and armored vehicles. But the U.S. Defense Secretary also said Ukraine's allies must now focus on sustaining their armed forces for the long haul. That included, he said, reinvigorating arms production in the West to match Ukraine's needs.
Jonathan Beale reporting. Local government officials in Spain's Canary Islands say around 1,000 migrants have died so far this year in their attempts to reach the archipelago. The Canaries are a popular target for migrants seeking to cross from North and West Africa to European soil. Guy Hedgecombe reports from Madrid.
The number of those who have died so far this year while attempting to reach the Canary Islands is almost the same as the figure for the whole of 2021. Sub-Saharan and North African migrants frequently attempt the crossing in small motor-powered boats. The bad weather or engine failure often causes the vessels to be blown off course or capsized.
World News from the BBC. Former President Donald Trump's advisor Steve Bannon has been charged with 6 criminal counts in New York State. The charges relate to Mr. Trump's efforts to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border and include money laundering and conspiracy. Mr. Bannon was originally charged 2 years ago for defrauding donors in a fundraising drive to help construct the wall. He was later pardoned by Mr. Trump. The Kenyan Parliament is sitting for the first time since the disputed general elections last month. Members of the upper and lower houses, the National Assembly and Senate, have been sworn in. Richard Hamilton reports.
On Monday, the Supreme Court in Kenya upheld William Ruto's narrow victory in the presidential poll after the result was challenged by his rival, Raila Odinga. A coalition called Kenya Kwanza, led by Mr. Ruto, is vying for control of Parliament against another movement known as One Kenya, headed by Mr. Odinga. Neither